Hello guys, it's me Simo Orahara, and in this video I would like to talk about an important event that would occur in the third part, which is the return of Aizen Sasuke to the events of the story after he was defeated by Ichigo and Urahara Kisuke and wasn't present in the MUKEN for more than a year and a half. But before that guys, don't forget to put some of your reactions in this video, either by clicking like or leaving a comment to discuss the topic of this video. And if you have a stronger reaction, you can become a member in my channel or through Patreon, and this is a good chance to thank again all the members of my supporting squad, either in YouTube or Patreon. Thank you guys so much. Of course, we don't know whether the events of Aizen Sasuke in the manga will be the same in the anime, due to the fact that the anime will have several additions, and therefore Aizen's role may be greater than it was in the manga. But let's go back to what happened in the manga and exactly how Aizen Sasuke came back, as well as how the Shinigami reacted to his return. First of all, everyone agrees that the return of Aizen Sasuke was coming, for sure. But how he will do that, we don't know at the time. But everyone was aware of the issue that Aizen Sasuke's return was only a matter of time. And this opened the door to discussion over years about what this return would be. Will Aizen Sasuke return as an enemy, like before, or as a friend for the Shinigami? And in both cases, what will be his goals? I personally wish that Aizen Sasuke's return would have been a plot twist. Meaning at the beginning of the Quincy arc, I was saying that perhaps Aizen Sasuke might suddenly appear at a time and place that no one would expect, especially since he became fused with Kyoraku Suigetsu, and thus I was imagining a scene where Aizen Sasuke was watching the events of the first or the second invasion all the time, and in the right time he would reveal his true face. However, Kubo had another approach and another idea about how Aizen Sasuke would get out. He wanted to draw Aizen Sasuke in a sealed form, and by the way, this is one of Kubo's methods of writing or drawing. He imagines a specific scene for the character to appear, even if he still doesn't have a written path leading to that scene. For example, Kubo said that when he made Kira get into this position, he already had a scene in his mind about Kira appearing with the crescent moon behind him. So how Kira will return or what the events leading up to that scene, that's another story. However, back to Aizen Sasuke, the first hints about his return was when Yhwach went to the MUKEN to offer a request to join his army. And this shows that Aizen Sasuke, for some characters who have a wide vision, consider Aizen Sasuke an important factor to win the battle. It is true that Yhwach knows that Aizen Sasuke could be like a rival to him. However, he went and offered him to join his army, and this what a lot of Shinigami didn't understand. And speaking about the Shinigami, here I want to speak about an important point, which how in the first place the Shinigami see Aizen Sasuke. Most Shinigamis see Aizen Sasuke as a nightmare that has ended, and of course they didn't want to go to that experience again. Because in my opinion, Aizen Sasuke had a greater psychological impact on the Shinigami than that of Yhwach. Because for centuries, Aizen Sasuke had his grip on the Serichi and manipulated many characters, even changing the course of their lives, such as the Vizard, the captain of the Kido, and his vice captain, and let us not forget about Urahara Kisuke, as well as Isshin Shiba Masaki Kurosaki. He was the one who killed hundreds of souls and Shinigamis in order to create the Hogyoku and create an army of Arankara. And above all of that, he was a major player in Ichigo's existence, and also the plot twist that exploded in the Soul Society by revealing his truth and stealing the Hogyoku from Mokia. All of these are factors that made all the Shinigami got a phobia of Aizen Sasuke, so to speak. Rather, his manipulation of the Shinigami didn't stop when his true self was revealed, but rather continued until the Battle of Winter, when he humiliated the Goten 13 and created a bad memories for Toshiro by making him stab the closest person to his heart, which is Momo. Therefore, imagine that you will come to someone who had suffered from this bad experience with Aizen Sasuke, and you will tell him that Aizen Sasuke will leave the MUKEN. Definitely, no one will accept it. And some of them may say, how are we now fighting an enemy like Yhwach? And now you want to take out another enemy from the MUKEN like Aizen Sasuke. What is this equation? This equation, it seems that the only person who saw it as another solution is Kyoraku Shunsui. Kyoraku is the one who, from the beginning, was fighting without taking in mind all those big flags of pride and honor. And frankly, I don't know at what point Kyoraku thought that he should make this difficult decision, which is to get out Aizen Sasuke from the MUKEN. Because let's be realistic here, it is true that Kyoraku doesn't care about the issue that what he is about to do will bring a shame to the Goji 13, but he knew for sure that taking out Aizen Sasuke in itself was considered a risk. However, Kyoraku saw it as a positive risk, because according to his view, he had no choice in light of Yamamoto's defeat. And also, and this is the most important and dangerous thing in the matter, is that Kyoraku was expecting that Yhwach would succeed in his plan, and therefore he saw that Ichigo will take his place, while Aizen Sasuke would be the trump card in helping to defeat Yhwach. And what is funny about this topic is that Kyoraku was able to convince Rome 46 of the idea that they need to let Aizen out of the MUKEN. Aizen, who was the reason for the killing of all the previous members. Yes, it is true that Rome 46 agreed with conditions, however approving the idea itself is something that doesn't happen every time. And that's why the Shinigami's first response, and here I mean the captains and the vice captains, stemmed from emotion and the bad memories they had for that person sitting on that chair. For example, Rukia was the first person to engage in a conversation with Aizen Sasuke after Kyoraku. Aizen, and as usual, tactfully congratulated Rukia on being promoted to vice captain. And of course, Rukia wouldn't accept such congratulation from someone who in the past had given the order to kill her after he took the Hogyoku from inside her body. But what annoyed me the most is this Typhon. She speaks words bigger than her size. However, I like Kyoraku's response to her when he said, "We cannot protect the world by principles." And so he does not have any problem in using evil to beat evil. Especially since Kyoraku has explained to Aizen that he doesn't want from him to protect the Soul Society, but he needs to do that for his own sake, because the Soul Society in Aizen has a common point, which is defeating Yhwach. And this is what Kyoraku also explained to Byakuya, who seemed to still be clinging to that pride, which wouldn't benefit him in such situations that require taking unconventional measures. On the other hand, I honestly wanted to see a conversation between Momo and Aizen Sasuke. I wanted to see Momo's reaction after she was recovered from what happened to her with Aizen. And also I wanted to see a conversation between Orohara and Aizen, especially since the last conversation between them contained big secrets about Ryo. But in general, the Goji 13, some of Aizen's power. While they were struggling to eliminate Ryo's leaking power, Aizen with one hand was able to remove it all. And also some Quincy's came and wanted to help the Goji 13 to ascend to the Royal Palace. And this was a clear sign for the captains and the vice captains that this battle is no longer about honor or some sensitivities linked to the past, but rather a battle of all against one party, which is Yhwach. And Aizen is the main party in confronting this danger. In the end, I'm so excited to see these scenes in the anime. And as I said, can we see some additions about Aizen's return, Aizen's appearance, with some of the other characters like the one I mentioned, or something else? Let's wait guys, because these events will happen at the beginning of the third part. In the end guys, tell me what you think about these events of Aizen Sasuke, and see you guys in my next video.